Okay, in today's class, we'll be teaching you about the meaning, the function, and the types of literature. Please sit tight and enjoy. Today, we're going to explain the meaning of literature. I will explain literature as the reflection of life experience. When you talk about reflection of life experience, this is an incident that has happened in a real life, but it is written in a scripted or in a printed word materials. Or it also could be in oral word form. But in all, literature has to do with what? A reflection of what? Life experience. In every literary work, it tries to expose the ordeals, the experiences of humans in all their endeavor. Literature can also be seen as everything written or unwritten that can be read and acquired knowledge, and also serve as a means of entertainment. Now, literature is a major course in senior secondary school, and it's synchronous to someone who wants to study English and literary studies in the university, law, mass communication. So for you to study these courses that I've mentioned, you will have to be conversant with these subjects, literature in English. Now we're going to talk about the types of literature. We have two types of literature. Number one is written literature. From the word written, it simply means that it is written down in a printed material. It is documented. Every literary work that is written down and can be handed from one generation to another and can easily be accessed is called what? Written what? Literature. Number two is oral literature. Oral literature they are those literatures that can be transmitted through the words of the mouth. They are not documented. They have no reference. For example, in the olden days, our grandparents would call children and tell them stories about the sun and the moon. Now, these stories are handed from one generation to another, and it is transmitted through the words of the mouth. It has no origin. You cannot say that Mr. J started the story. Here, we do not know the originator. We do not know the author of this story, but rather the story is handed from one generation to another. Now we have, the next one is the genres of literature. We have three genres of literature, or we can say they are the forms of literature, the branches of literature. Number one is prose. Prose is a narration. It always appears like a narration. It comes with an organized narration that has to do with, that is written in chapters, paragraphs, and in proverbs. The words are always concise, and the stories are always elaborate. Then we have drama. Drama is an imitated human action, and it's always presented on the stage. So drama is the only form of literature that has to do with stage presentation. We have poetry. Poetry has to do with a beautiful representation of words in a colorful way. It's something that comes from inside, from within. It's an expression. Then the next one we're going to talk about is the functions of what? Literature. Okay, before I proceed, one of the examples of a prose work, number one is Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda Adichie. We also have African Child by Kamera Laye. Then under drama, we have Bernard Shaw's Ants and Man. We also have Shakespearean work as a dramatic work. Under poetry, we have Don Jones' Sun Rising and the rest of them. Then the next one we're going to talk about is the functions of literature. What are the functions of literature? When you are asked, what are the functions of literature? It simply means, what are those things that literature can do in order to be seen as a literary work? For example, if you are doing artistic arts, or let me use the visual arts, there are things that are associated with visual arts. When you are studying mathematics, there are things that are associated with mathematics. But in literature, what is the function? What is the role that literature plays? Number one, literature entertains. How does literature entertain? One can ask, what does literature do? Number one, literature entertains us. When you are reading the work of literature, when you read any literary piece or literary work, you can be entertained. For example, if you read Bernard Arms and the Man, you find out that some of the storyline entertains you. It is humorous, so you have some humorous scene where you laugh and forget your sorrows. Sometimes when dramatic performances are done, you can watch them and also enjoy yourself and get entertained. The next one, literature educates. There are some of us who are not good in speaking. They cannot speak fluently. But when you read literary works, you come across words and you build your speech, you build your vocabulary, you have a good command in English. So literature teaches us what we do not know. There are some certain things, there are some scientific methodologies that you do not know. There are some findings that you do not know. But when you read the work of literature, you become conversant with them and you flow. That is why you can see that sometimes a literature student can stand and talk about different fields of study without even knowing them. The next one is literature propagates culture. Now, how does literature propagate culture? Literature propagates culture because you do not know about other people's culture. Sometimes you have not been to a particular place, but when you read works of literature, you know about their culture and you can speak about their culture. For example, if you have read Women of Old by Femi Osofisane, you can see that this man projected the life of Owu people, about the Trojan War that happened during that time. And he talked about the ancestral home, the ancestral God, how they were able to defend the people of Owu during their calamity, during the war. You are not there, but you can tell stories of what happened in these places. The next one is that literature can help us, can build our vocabularies. When you read works of art, literature enables you to speak rightly. You become conversant and you become a commander when it comes to English language. So thank you for watching. In this video,